Yo, before we get into this fun-filled episode, I just want to shout out Anthony and Diego from the Based Earth podcast. I talked to Anthony the other day and we just talked about podcasting in general, and their show is really cool. It's on SoundCloud and it's about mindfulness and wellness, and you should check it out yourself because I can't really do it justice. Also, we need people reaching out on the email. If you have any music you want to feature, any artwork you would want to feature on the thumbnail of this project, any feedback, or if you want to be a guest, please reach out to us on the email. We want to hear from everyone. seventhstreetpodcast@gmail.com with the seventh spelled out fully. I'll link that in the description, but otherwise, please reach out, man. Thanks so much and enjoy this nature-filled episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to the 7th Street Podcast. My name's Clark.
I'm Hamza.
And we have a great guest today. One of our other roommates, he is...
Obsa Ali.
Obsa Ali.
Obsa Ali. Let me repeat that. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Obsa Ali.
And there we have it. It's a beautiful day. We're actually outside recording this in our front yard.
Can you guys hear the birds?
Hear the birds chirping, hear the AC units. Everything sounds really great. Yeah, there's a couple birds around here, a couple squirrels, a couple wasps in our porch.
Dude, that thing was fat.
Yeah, there's a fat wasp in our porch. But other than that, we're happy to be out here. It's a beautiful day. And the weather just started getting a lot nicer recently. And it feels like we kind of skipped spring and went right into summer, so it feels great.
I love it.
Yeah. We have a pretty significant week coming up, especially I know Obsa does. This will be posted after he leaves, but he actually has the national running tournament. Explain exactly what it is, because I don't know.
It's called the NCAA Nationals. It's a national meet for track and field. This year it's in Austin, Texas. It'll be hot, so sitting out here and recording definitely prepares me for Austin's heat. So I'm pretty excited. We leave Monday. It should be fun. It's my last time to rep the Gophers.
Does it feel? Do you not like talking about it because you have to get into some sort of like mindset or what?
No, not really.
Do you have like a routine you go through running? Like, what's your like mentality going into this stuff?
Same as always, honestly. Like I just want to have fun, and I feel like as soon as I get too worried about it or start stressing about it, it just becomes like not fun. It becomes like a chore almost. So there's no point of doing something that you don't like or love.
Right.
So I just try to have fun with it no matter what happens, as long as I'm out there and competing. Like, I just want to have fun with it, and that's it.
For sure. And Hamza is kind of on the other side of things. He's starting to get back into shape. How do you feel about that, Hamza? Run us through that.
Yeah, so today's my first day back training. I took like a 3-week break. And I'm like running, in like 3 days I'll be back in like running shape. I don't really need to worry about that. It's just like whenever I take a break from running and I start up again, it's happened to you, like I get super, super itchy on that first run, like physically like itchy everywhere. And that's like the one thing I'm not looking forward to.
You get itchy.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one who felt like that. My legs get itchy.
Like all over.
Yeah.
Bro, what I think that is, I think it's like your sweat glands opening up again or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your body's not used to like all that.
I still sweat.
Oh, yeah?
It's a different kind of sweat, though.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
All right, so these people are playing music behind us. You can definitely hear that on the mic.
Yeah, welcome to 7th Street, man. 7th Ave.
We on the block today, baby. We're experiencing all the different things that this world has to offer.
Everybody's outside. Like, there are people playing fucking
Corners.
bong, beer bong, whatever the fuck you call it.
It's a lively day out here. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have anything you want to kind of talk about today, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I was wondering, I saw this article about the top heists that people got away with. What do you think that we could do and get away with? Do you think there's any crimes that we could commit and, take care of and get out of there?
Bro, honestly, I always think this, but I'll never do it. But I think I could be a pretty damn good drug dealer.
Really? Why do you say that?
It's just
hard.
so crazy. Like the people you see on TV, or like one of the biggest drug dealers that around, or whatever, like it's just normal people, like people you would never think of. And
we all I think everyone knows some sort of drug dealer, you know
Right.
what I mean? And they're just like someone you'd never really expect.
nobody you'd ever expect. And I just recently saw the drug
I was
Drugs
an
Inc.
ugly baby.
there was an episode on Minneapolis, and the streets looked so familiar. Like I grew up around those streets, and they're doing like all these like FBI type shit, going to places and like just busting drug dealers. I'm like, what? And like, is this kids wearing like DC shoes and cargo shorts? I'm like,
Etnies.
Bro, and there are those two old people who, like, if I was walking down the street and I saw them, I'd be like, oh, okay. Some random ass person.
Right.
But yeah, like, the things that the Twin States has, like, the purest heroin in the United States. It's like, what, 93%, 94% pure? That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Some Breaking Bad.
Tight, yeah.
Some Eisenhower. Or no, what's his name?
Nixon?
Walter White.
The one who knocks.
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
There you go, yeah.
Exactly. That's that purity. But yeah, everyone on that, we just watched that Drugs Inc. episode, and everyone on that looked pretty unsuspecting. And there's a whole secret underground world that people don't really know about, I guess. I'm just curious about why it is that here is the purest heroin. How does it get here,
Bro, Minneapolis is white as hell.
But it's all of it.
And we're closer. We're like one of the major cities close to Chicago.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it kind of makes sense.
Right. I think a lot of the heroin, especially, it comes from South America, but also there's a lot of it that's produced in Russia too. So that's like a big reason. I mean, maybe there's a lot of like Serbians who come over here. Like we have a big Serbian population.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so that could be a possibility. I talked to some dude in Chicago actually who knew Nikola Pekovic.
Who's that?
The dude who played in the NBA on the Wolves. He's like the Serbian dude.
Okay.
Is that the one who, like, left and then is like a farmer with a ton of, like, super fancy cars?
He just owns a shit ton of nightclubs now. But he's like a big ass Serbian dude who doesn't really fuck with anyone. But Pekovic has a lot of connections with people from like the Russian mob and like the Serbian mob. Apparently that's like what the best of the best are doing in Serbia, So it kind of makes sense that all that shit's kind of like making its way over here.
Just like Frank Sinatra, he had hella connections with the he had a lot of connections with the mob, and he was like a famous singer. And
Oh, really?
it's crazy, yeah.
Some Illuminati type shit.
I read something about that. Like, I think even Biggie said it in his song. He said more ties than Frank Sinatra or some shit. It was that song with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Brooklyn's
Yeah.
Finest.
Oh, crazy.
More tied than Sinatra. Oh, yep.
That's crazy, bro. Like and the mob. That's a different world, bro. That's so interesting. It's
I know.
It's insane, and that's literally what they do. Like, I'm not even gonna talk about that because they're coming from my head.
It's crazy how, like, man, basically all the elites are like connected. I actually saw a documentary last week about how the best of the best, like the top like 1%, how they basically hide their money and make it look like they're making less money than they are. It's basically like in all of these offshore accounts, but it's also connected to these like satellite companies that they put it in the name of like their secretary or something. And so there was an instance where this one lady who was like a secretary owned like 10,000 corporations because she just had her name put under it, and all these billionaires were siphoning this money into all these companies. Like there's this whole documentary on it. It's just
Money
another
laundering shit.
Yeah, it's basically just another one of those it's like an underground world
That's
type
super
thing.
interesting, bro. Like, the whole mob shit is just so interesting.
For real. So yeah, I think maybe we could be drug dealers, but I think I have too much of a moral compass to do that.
That's the thing too, bro. Like, I'm like, how do you sell heroin to someone and then sit there and watch them like
Die.
destroy I'm like,
For real. But I mean, like, that's like, what is it? That's like the business of fast food.
basically, bro.
Like, there's a ton of shit that people do. I mean, pharmaceutical drugs, like, that's a whole industry that people don't really bat an eye at. That's legal.
Even like fast fashion, like people, you can go to like H&M, buy a $10 shirt and throw it away the next day if you want. Like, imagine how many shirts or like clothes are being thrown away, and then it's just a waste.
Right.
More waste.
And the thing is also is the conditions that people are in.
Who produce that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
It's insane. Like,
It's a lot of the money and a lot of the industry and a lot of the products that come to us are on the backs of shittiness, horrible corruption.
Like,
what do you guys think about capitalism? I hate to go there.
I don't know, bro.
I think that
I know Hamza's a fucking commie.
I'm not a communist.
Well, what are your thoughts?
So I think capitalism is like everyone has equal opportunity. That's like the idea behind it, but that's not like when it's kind of like, okay, with communism, right? Communism is everyone's equal, ideally, and capitalism is ideally everyone has equal opportunity. And I think once it's implemented, it's going to be tainted by whatever ideology the person implementing it in is. So, for example, Stalin's communism was not communism. You know, capitalism in the U.S. does not truly reflect the ideas and ideology of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Because if we have equal opportunity, how can I not get an interview because of my name? You know what I'm saying? Or
And you had that happen to you recently, right?
yeah, like it happened to me last year too. I applied to 16 different places, didn't even get hit back by any of them.
And these were places that said they were hiring, and they're what, like restaurants? and
Yeah,
stuff
restaurants, coffee shops, all that kind of stuff, and they just didn't hit me back. And I have like, I don't want to like, you know, like suck my own dick, but like I have a decent resume. You know, I did a lot of volunteer work. I work with like high schools. I tutor, that kind of stuff. I've done a lot of customer service work, and I have a lot of like extensive references. I've had an Olympian is a reference of mine. My bosses have professors, all that kind of stuff, and nothing, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ultimately don't think anyone could properly implement political and economic ideology. I don't think that can happen. But I'm not a communist. I'm more of like a socialist. Yeah, like I believe in like equal opportunity plus equity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not selfish. That's why I'm not good at capitalism. And I'm not selfless. So that's why I'm not good at communism.
But like, where do you land? Like, what is the solution then? It's just kind of a combination of both?
Yeah, I mean, that's what socialism is, ultimately. Like, everyone, equal opportunity, but those who need the help get the help.
Right.
It's like 10%. It's like so let's say I make 10K, 1,000K, 1K a year. Obsa makes 10, you make 100. We get taxed like an equal proportion, but they take your guys' money and would help, like your money, Clark, if you have the 100K, and they would help us with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I don't think people like that though.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone wants to hold on to their shit. And the problem
You
is...
guys want to come on our podcast?
You guys want to say something on our podcast?
You can introduce yourself. We're talking about socialism and capitalism right now.
All right.
What do you got? What are your thoughts?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Clark.
Hi, nice to meet you
I'm
guys.
Hamza.
What's your name?
Marin?
Maha. What's your name? Lizzie.
Clark.
Nice to meet you.
We have some guests here. We have some guests here. We just want to know, what are your thoughts on capitalism?
Capitalism, communism, socialism, all that kind of stuff.
Hi guys, hello. So the question is capitalism?
Capitalism or...
That's that's the question. What?
Australian?
French.
Oh, what the hell?
No, that's
bonjour.
fair. Bonjour.
I took 4 years of French in high school,
there
but
you go.
my teachers sucked, so I don't really know much French. I apologize.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clark.
No worries. General discussion headed. Like,
So we're kind of saying, like, capitalism... Hamza kind of explained
so
it.
what I said is that I don't think that these ideologies could be implemented properly, and that whenever it's done, it's kind of tainted by the person implementing it. For example, like communism is everyone is equal, but Stalin, like that wasn't, you know? So that's my opinion, is that like I don't like a lot of these things, but I think that's because no one can do it right.
But you going for the premise that capitalism wants everyone to be equal?
Equal opportunity.
Equal
ideally.
opportunity, yeah. But then
But
it's a
that's not it.
meritocracy.
Doesn't
It's
happen.
not.
It doesn't
That's
happen,
in
yeah.
practice. That's not it though. Like because we all come with something.
Something.
And like from where we are, from like the money we have, from. So. Come on.
And it's all
I
good.
think a lot of the issues with these systems and how they're implemented here is because it's like way too like big, like how big this country is. Like that's the issue here, and like communism would work at a very small scale. It's like that's where it came from, like working in like little cities and whatnot and little like small amounts of people. But then when you try to take these different systems and blow them up to this national scale, especially the U.S. national scale, like and like it's not going to work. Yeah. And the issue with that just leads towards like opening it up a way for dictatorships and people to take over. And our issue here is like this country is way too big for like many of like what we're trying to like, because we're trying to put like one, I don't know, system over like lots of different people, and I don't know, it's just not going to work at this scale.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Should we fragment it?
I think I
Yeah,
definitely think this country needs to be.
What do you guys think the solution could be?
Oof.
State government?
Well, I don't know. It's more
Yeah.
like state. I don't know.
What form do you like the most? Like, I'm a socialist.
Yeah. So, social democracy, I guess.
Yeah,
if that's even a thing. I
that's
mean,
more so
like,
what I am.
yeah.
Right.
Like
But-
equity.
Yeah,
That's
equity.
my idea.
No, yeah, because equality is it's
That's
utopia.
like-
Like it's I
that's-
can't.
Right.
Actually, we don't.
more
Equity is more.
So yeah, if you want to check us out, 7th Street Podcast on
7th Street Podcast.
SoundCloud.
Yeah. For sure. That's because this is 7th
This is
Street.
7th Street right here.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
I love it.
are you from France too?
No,
Okay, cool.
I live like 3 hours.
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Very cool.
Cool.
I'm going back home actually in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Nice. Very cool.
No, I was going to McAllister for 4 years.
Oh,
That's a really
very
good school.
cool.
The former UN Secretary General went there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Forget
Dope.
his name.
Kofi Annan.
Well, yeah, if you guys want to sign out, we appreciate
For sure, on SoundCloud, yeah.
we appreciate you guys coming over. If you guys want to say your names and anyone you want to shout out.
All right. My name is Marin, and I'll shout out my brother Nathan.
Lizzie, no shout out.
No shout outs.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
That's me.
All right,
guys.
we'll check it out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
I know she wanted to say a lot, but she was good about holding herself back. I can tell she wanted to about to ramble.
She wanted to go crazy.
The church's dead. And all that kind of stuff.
Damn, bro, like. Anyways,
Wow. So she was what was her name?
Lizzie.
Lizzie. So what Lizzie was saying was that these ideologies, when you try to implement them on a national scale and kind of blow them up and generalize it, that's when the faults start to appear.
Right.
Like,
I like that.
Yeah, because she
Good
said
point.
communism, like, in a community, that would be easy as hell to do. Like, that, no sweat. But come on, think, like, in a county, tougher, it could happen, you know?
Yeah.
A state, that's like, kind of getting, you know, a region, tough, like, even harder, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And then nationwide.
exactly,
into
look
all
at
sorts
the
of issues.
USSR, they tried to do that with how many, like, satellite states and all that kind of stuff, and look what happened, and ultimately, they dissolved, also because, Gorbachev did, like, the Glasnost, Perestroika, whatever that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, she made I hadn't thought of that, but
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's a
really
very good
solid
point that she
point.
made. Yeah.
because it does kind of make sense though, because when you hear about these countries who are like socialist, well, not technically, but like borderline, like, you know, somewhat socialist. It's like the smaller countries in Europe, like Norway. Like it's a tiny country, but it works for them.
Right.
And America, like, and people in America are like, that's what we need to be like. No, like Norway is like smaller than Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
It works for them, but like I don't think people understand how big the U.S. is, because like
I think we're third or something, or fourth biggest country in the world.
Is that in population or geography?
geography, like how
Yeah, geography definitely.
it's a massive country, like when you, and it's like,
Oh, yeah. That was.
and like every people in all of like people in the South versus people up north versus people in the East versus people in the West, like it's not the same. Like people like it's not
They're
even,
very different.
yeah. And then you're trying to bring everybody in this, like, trying to control everybody under the same law. It just doesn't work. Which is why I'm actually in support of Texas seceding. Like, if they want to be their own state, their own country, like, let them be. Because they have different ideology. And why are you forcing them
Right.
to, like,
Like
something they don't
imagine
want
the
to?
reasons initially behind them wanting to. It's because we had a black president.
That's fucking
That's
whack.
kind of fucked up.
But
I'm
like,
not saying I'm against.
that's
Like,
dumb,
I don't
like,
care if
I
they
bet.
leave it or not. I don't care. But I just think the initial reasons behind it are kind of, sus. Not
Yeah.
kind of, they are sus.
Right. But the thing is too, it's like people have the freedom to do whatever they want. Like if you're, that's why I think there's something to be said about state governments and just like having the states kind of be their own independent entities or like giving more power to them, because that kind of breaks it up, exactly like Lizzie was saying, where you can actually have all these regions that are way more
Bigger?
they're smaller, and they're also catering to the needs of their own people much better, because it's all the people in the region who are making those decisions, not someone over on the East Coast making a decision for some kid in Texas. So it's like, if we had that, it'd be much easier for people to travel to a state where maybe their views are better represented and more well expressed, So there's definitely something to be said on that. But thanks to Marin, and my French is terrible, but thanks to Marin and Lizzie for giving us that opinion.
And to go further into that, like, I hear a lot of people saying U.S. is whack, blah blah blah. Like, actually, U.S. is one of the greatest countries in the world. I came from Ethiopia. I was raised there, and I came here. Like, I've seen like a lot of different cultures. I've lived in Kenya. I don't care what anyone says. Everybody in the U.S., like every single person in the U.S. have it easy.
Yeah.
And not only that, like, you have the freedom to like say fuck the police, like fuck the president, and walk around and saying that. Like, I mean, like, that's not doing anything, but like the fact that you have the freedom to say that, say something
security
about
behind knowing nothing's like that.
right. And like, bro, niggas in Ethiopia, like, disrespect the police, you're dead. Like, like in Kenya, like, you do something, like, you being burned alive, like, and people are out here just screaming like the government this, that. I get it, it's bad, it needs some work, but at the same time, bro, it's one of the best countries in the world.
Exactly. Imagine, like, when Obama was president, people were like making Obama dolls and hanging them. Like, imagine that happened, like, elsewhere. Like, you're done.
You're being killed.
Exactly.
You're in communist. If you're in communist Russia, you get killed, and then they erase you from a picture to make it look like you never even existed.
Right.
I did so I took this class in high school called IB, Communism and Crisis.
Yeah.
My IA was comparing Stalin and Nikita Khrushchev, is another leader of the Soviet Union. Their censorship tactics, and it was like a 14-page paper I wrote.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
As a junior in high school.
Right. So Obsa, sorry, you grew up in Ethiopia?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you there?
I came when I was 12 years old.
Oh, really?
12 years old, yeah.
So what were like the biggest differences you noticed? I'm sure there's quite a few.
But, bro, freedom. And like here, bro, if you want to go to school, you can go to school. If you want to work, you can work. Like, if you want to go to college, you can go to college. Like, if you don't have enough money to do stuff, like, the government is there to support you. Like, bro, back home, like in Ethiopia, like, only people who had money went to school, like, went to a decent school. And like, if your family didn't have money, you were either like slaving your ass off to like for like $1 a day, so like you and your family could eat. And here, like, even if you can't eat, like, the government will still support you, and you could still go to school. And that's why when I see a lot of, like, kids whose parents have immigrated here, come from different countries, and their parents have sacrificed so much for them, and they come here and they just fuck around. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, you're, like, like, my mom was in a refugee camp for, like, 4 months, like, eating once a day. And like, she crossed the whole border of, like, from Ethiopia to Kenya, like, by herself, and like came here, like, knowing nobody, just so I could have, like, a better life. And like, that's not only me, that's a lot of people in this country, in Minnesota, like in Minneapolis, period.
Right.
And like, just take that opportunity, man. Like, you can better not only your life, but like everybody else's life around you. I bet that's a strong motivator for you. Yeah. For sure.
So like, I'm in a similar position like Obsa, except I was born here. My family came here. I'm one of 9 kids. The first 4 were born in Somalia, next was born in Kenya, and they came here. My family spent 2 years in refugee camp.
Wow.
They came here, like, slaving away, like I said. I'm number 7 of 9, and I'm the 7th to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've come from a lot. And Obsa said people, like, taking it, like, for granted, like, what their parents did. Like, there's some, like, I think personally, it's a problem in the Somali community. Everyone wants to be about that gang life, this, that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
do you see that a lot then?
I think my generation's getting a lot better with that. But when I was younger, that was like the older kids. When I was like in middle school, that's what they were doing, you know.
Right.
But yeah, like my mom is an interpreter. You know, she makes like does not for a hospital, does not make a whole lot of money, but still, you know, taking care of her kid. You know, doing it big.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And that's
man.
like my mom didn't graduate high school, and she did all of this already.
Right.
You know, and that like that's like for Obsa motive. That's for me too. Like, you know, because another thing with being an immigrant family, because we don't have that generational wealth here. We're the beginning of that generational wealth. So us setting that foothold is gonna help our family and all that kind of stuff. And it's not even just like our family here. Like we send money back home. You know, I have a ton of family in Kenya, a ton of family in Somalia. I have a little bit in Uganda. You know, and we're here to make sure they can live okay.
Right.
You know, and that's like another like that means if I'm not, you know, if I'm not on my, you know, if I'm not doing like well, you know, and I'm not like, you know, on my shit, it's not just me, you know, it's me, it's my mom, because I'm gonna take care of her when it's, you know, when it's my time, and then it's everyone who's like put their hopes in to us for us to help them, you know.
Right. Yeah, man, and that's the problem I feel like a lot of people run into. It's like they don't have that type of motivation. Like they don't have that need. Like they have such a good safety net that they just say they make the decision to be, oh, fuck this, I'm just gonna chill. Like I have backup, so I'm just good to do whatever, hang out. And in reality, that just leads to all sorts of problems. And you see it today, especially like people just thinking that they're good to do whatever they want, and you kind of have a lot of lazy people who are just fucking around. So I don't know, man. And you have like, and that leads to like mental health stuff too. It's like if you feel like you don't have a purpose, or you don't have like a cause that you need to work towards, or a goal you need to work towards, you end up kind of like anxious and depressed because you feel like you have no direction. So it's like, but that kind of brings me to another thing. It's like those issues and those problems and those mental health issues, whatever I was mentioning, like those are, even though they can be avoided, they are real problems that we face. And it's not technically the kid's fault. You see what I'm saying? Like if their parents are extremely wealthy and they're just a hedge fund kid and they can just like do whatever they want, but they end up doing drugs and becoming addicted to opiates, that is a real problem.
Yeah.
So I guess something that I've thought about before is maybe there are certain problems that are like, okay, I need food, water, shelter. And a lot of countries have problems with that, obviously. But when in America, or, you know, a wealthy, you know, elite country, those issues are fixed. So you have these new set of issues that come along with being financially stable, where everyone can have food, water, shelter. So it's like those issues are just as valid. Are they just as valid? Or do you think there's a different way to figure it out? Like I'm thinking like people still run into issues and those issues are valid. So it's like, are they on the same level as like people who need to like get food, shelter, water? Do you guys kind of see what I'm saying?
Like people are like, oh, first world issue, that kind of stuff, or
It's like first world problems, yeah.
I think there are certain things that like shut up, you know, like, oh, my phone broke, my life's so hard.
For sure.
Like I don't give a shut up, okay? But mental health is like I think one of the biggest problems with people in our generation, because, you know, like it's something that people are finally opening up about, and you know, I've had my problems with that too.
Right.
So I don't want to take away from someone's issue depending on like how they were brought up. I will say doing drugs for rich people is not a problem. Like if I'm rich and I do drugs, I go to rehab. If I'm poor and I do drugs, I go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh God.
Like, so that's one thing I'm like, I am a little more apathetic about.
Good point.
I would say like I'm not gonna invalidate someone's problem depending on where they come from. Like there's some issues that are real for them, you know? It's just that other people have realer ones.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's not that everything's it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Everything is with respect to one another and everything's compared to one another. It's not like that. It's like you have your life, you have your problems in your life, and they can be significant impacts on your life. You know what I'm saying? It's just that people have different problems.
Right.
That's just how I think about it.
Right.
But
Shit, man. Well, yeah, it's just because it's hard. It's like, do you blame the kid if like his parents, you know, didn't let him? His parents got him like invested a shit ton of money for him, and they were able to like basically he has no problems or like no issues like food, shelter, water, like we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, do you blame him for
Having money?
no, for like, yeah, like I guess so. Do you blame him for like being a stuck-up bitch?
Not
Like,
really,
no,
bro.
it's-
Not
it's
really,
what-
bro.
it's-
Because
they're
think
the-
about it, bro. See, I came from a where like like we didn't have a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
Like by any means, like and like so you see these like okay, freshman year I came here, right? And we were in the dorms, 17th Avenue, and like most people at the U staying at 17th Avenue dorms are probably like from a well-off family, like
It's like frat kids and athletes.
yeah, basically. So, and then they were discussing that the trip they had coming up for winter break, and I was like, for spring break, or like it's just some sort of family vacation. I was like, yeah, like I've never been on a family vacation, and they were shocked, and I was shocked that they go on family vacation every year, but like. Some people take that as like, wow, like you're so like blah blah blah, like like take that as a like people would look down upon like people like that because they go on vacation every year, or like some kids who have families who are able to pay for their kid to go to college and pay his rent. Like sure, like maybe that's not the best thing, like, but like why the fuck am I like going to school now? Why the fuck am I working my ass off so I'm able to provide for
So
my
we
kids?
can be like that.
So
Right.
so they can go to college and not worry about money. So they can go to college and I can pay their rent so they can live comfortably, right?
Right.
So like why are people looking down on parents who pay for their kids' college, or who I'm like you're like, oh, your dad pays for this. You're like bet like I'm happy for you that
Right.
they pay for you. And that's how everyone should be thriving, not looking down to kids from Eden Prairie or like Edina where their kids are paying for everything. Like shit, maybe that's not the best case. Like there's probably a line, but like
Yeah.
it's almost become like if your parents pay for your college, like people look down at. I'm like fuck that, bro. If
Yeah.
I didn't have a scholarship, my mom wouldn't be able to pay for my shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would have been tragic. But like there's some kid who their parents can pay for. Awesome, like
Yeah.
congrats, dude. Like
The thing is, it has to be what you do with that. Like kids,
I think-
the problem, the thing that I have an issue with,
Taking it for granted.
take it for granted,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you really have to have a really solid perspective, be extremely grateful about it, understand that like it is a privilege to be able to do that, but then it's what you do with that, And I feel like a lot of kids don't take it as seriously as they need to. And that and another thing is the parents are allowing that to be the case. If a kid is taking it for granted and they're fucking off and having issues, I think if that was my kid, I would say, okay, I'm not gonna pay for school if you don't tighten up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just run into all sorts of issues, but these issues are still valid. You know what I mean? So it's a touchy subject, and like it's hard because the first reaction is just go, oh, you're just a stuck-up kid who doesn't give a fuck because your parents have money.
right.
But it's like it really has to be the perspective of the kid to, like, is it the responsibility of the kid to, work hard and not take it for granted?
Yeah.
I also think it's responsible for the parents to instill that kind of, bro. Like, my mom checked my ass growing up. I was spoiled and just like I was going down the wrong path, and they were like, looking back, everything's 20/20 in hindsight, right? Looking back, the times my mom whooped my ass about some shit, like I needed that. Like that's what made me, and she's the one who made me run. Like, and I can confidently say if I didn't run in high school, I wouldn't have gone to college.
Do you think so you agree with like parents making their kids do sports and stuff like that? Do you think that's like a valuable thing?
As a adamant sport hater, I'm not gonna make my, like, when they're young, like, how like you did soccer as a kid, I didn't do any of that kind of shit, but like introducing them to stuff I'm cool with,
Yeah.
But for me, like, my coach told my mom, hey, make him run, he's good at it, and then she made me.
Oh wow.
I wouldn't necessarily like force my kid to do stuff in high school. Like, I'm not gonna let them be some like lazy piece of shit,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be like, you have to do 3 sports, you have to do this, you have to do that. Like, I hate it when my parents force stuff on me.
Right.
And no, anyone can say when someone tells them to do something, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one day I had a race,
But the thing is, if you hadn't have done it, you wouldn't be where you are today.
I mean,
and you
there's
like where you are
certain
today.
situations where that was the case. But like, I have an example. When I was this is my senior year of high school, we have this race called the Ron Crush Invite. It's like a cross country race, but it's 2 miles long on grass, right? Fun race, one of my favorite meets. It was a Saturday meet. Day before, I get home at like 11 p.m. And my mom's on my ass about it. Just like, you have to, you can't lose. You have to, you know, like,
Damn.
don't, like, that's what I love about my mom and my parents, that she made me run. And besides this one instance, doesn't care about what I do. She's like, how'd your race go? I was like, oh, it was fine. Did you have fun? Yeah, okay, good. That was it. Didn't go to meets, which I was cool with, all that kind of stuff. But in that instance, she was like, you're not allowed to lose. You know how those, like, super whatever? And I was just taken aback by that, you know?
And did you, so...
I won that easy. Like, there's no question that like, I was going to lose. I was going to 100% win. There's not a problem.
Right.
But that instance, I was like, I was angry.
Right. I bet. Did you express that to her, and did she change her ways after that?
I was like, okay, and walked away.
Right, okay.
It was like 11 p.m. The race is at 10 a.m. Like, I was fine.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, as we get older, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have kids or when.
I want kids. Do you want kids?
I don't know.
Do you?
I think I want kids, yeah.
I just don't know.
I don't know how much, though. I don't want a small family because I'm from a big family, and it was kind of nice. But I don't want, like, want 9.
Kids are expensive, bro.
Yeah.
They're expensive, and, dude, everyone now is basically saying, like, don't have kids because it's bad for the environment. Or, like...
Bro, don't get me started on this shit.
Because apparently, one new kid brings, like, what was it? I want to say, like, 40,000 tons of carbon into the world or some shit.
Is that because we're made of carbon, or is that, like, our impact?
Because it's our footprint. So right now, it's like an average person's carbon footprint would cause that much over the span of their life.
You know, I have my qualms about a lot of stuff like this. And this is kind
We
of
should turn into China, where we,
that
like...
one-child policy.
Yeah.
They got rid
But
of
that's,
that,
like,
though.
fucked in a way,
And
kind of.
look at how many, because they want a boy. Look at how many
Imagine
girls
the
they throw
abortion
away.
rate, then.
Right.
I don't like it people talk like that. This is irrelevant, but I think it's like kind of connected. Vegans and stuff. So I used to be vegetarian. I have no problem with that kind of stuff, but I don't like the reasoning behind. Because they're like, oh, animals, you're horrible. How can you eat animals? Oh, animals. Which is like, yeah, I think factory farming is kind of fucked up. That makes sense.
It's super fucked.
But think about the amount of labor and stuff that they go into the food and the conditions of the workers that do that. So what they're
Mexicans
saying,
in
what they're saying
fucking
is that they care about
California?
animals, they don't care about brown lives. You know?
Do you
But
wanna-
that's always been facts, though, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
particularly
mean, no one cares
white
about-
people
yeah.
care more about dogs than black people.
Dude, I'm saying if I got shot and a dog got shot, what's gonna be bigger?
I swear, bro.
Damn.
Dog lives matter.
Man, that's actually a really interesting point. Do you think that is like a big component of veganism, that it's like kind of a heavy racial component? Or what
It's
do you
a
think?
white people thing.
Yeah,
bro.
it's a white people. They're like, oh, it's affordable if you do it right. I mean, but I was vegetarian for half a year. That shit was kind of expensive.
For
'Cause
real.
And the reason I stopped is because I was eating the same amount, not the same caloric amount. And eating that same amount costs the same money. If I want to have equal intake of calories and nutrients, I have to spend so much more on it. And when you get into, and I could have eggs and stuff too.
Yeah.
So imagine not being able to have eggs, cheese, and all that stuff that has good protein sources.
I ate so many eggs.
Exactly. Then it's something else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
oh, dude, we should make French toast tomorrow. Wanna do that?
I'll be down.
Yeah.
Do you guys do homemade, or do you use like a batter?
I homemade. I get the French toast bread with like the cinnamon swirls, and then
That ain't vegan.
it's not. But like, I think.
I tried going vegan in October.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't resist burgers, bro.
Yeah. Fuck no.
It's my cheat day.
I cheated like 4 times a week. Like the only thing is like it's either chicken or burgers. I couldn't resist.
I feel it.
I know so many people who are vegetarians, but they or like vegan, but they only eat chicken. But they eat chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah.
Bro, like it's crazy. I think it's a trend, bro. Like after like 2-3 years, like people like veganism won't even be a thing. It's a whole trend, bro.
But
Bro, at Soundset, they're vegan advocates.
trucks.
Remember? Yeah, no, there are people wearing vegan, like, I'm fucking vegan, and like going around being like, hey, have you ever heard about veganism? Take this pamphlet. Take
it's
this
like,
thing.
yes, I have. Obviously,
Like,
everyone's fucking heard
you know,
about
Bro,
veganism.
people have been vegan for like nigga, since before America was found, bro. Like,
Yeah, I would say that America has a really big meat. Like this kind of meat thing isn't like, it's not like.
It needs
I
to
don't
be
know.
less. It needs to be less.
Yeah, like my diet growing up was not meat heavy, you know, and this is a meat heavy country. You know?
For sure.
the only meat we eat is goat meat.
Exactly, and that's like, and I mean ours is free range, you know, because that's all we have.
Yeah.
But if you look at other places, like meat, one is expensive. Two, if you look at countries in Europe and other areas, like meat's like that's like a luxury.
It's a
item.
delicacy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not that
yeah.
like you can't afford it. It's that like, I don't know, like meat. I only eat meat when I eat out.
Right. Yeah, that's
I've
good.
cooked steak. My first time cooking meat was this like past year. Like,
Right.
what was it? October was my first time ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said about just like reducing, and supporting small farms and like things that aren't factory farming
Yeah.
cows and shit like that.
Mhm.
Bro, I saw a video the other day that
I've
It was-
watched Food Inc.
I haven't seen Food Inc., but I know it's fucked though. I was like scared to watch it
Half
because I
the
don't.
farmers on it lost their job after that.
Man, that's so sad. See, that's the thing. It's like you're taking away all these jobs from people if you're like there's so many different points of view. It's like I don't know what perspective I have on it because there's so many people and groups that are impacted by like trying to make all these changes, even though they need to be made. I think they need to
Look
be
at
made.
how wasteful all of these.
You can never make everybody happy though, bro. Like,
True.
Like that's why a perfect world doesn't exist. Cause you do something's gonna make someone pissed the fuck off, and the other person's gonna be happy about it.
Okay,
Right.
I mean, but yeah, like the president, like no matter what, half the country's gonna hate them. You know, and that's.
I feel like
someone's always gonna hate you no matter what.
even this Trump thing, bro. Like it's nothing new. It's like, bro, people
I fuck with
hated
it,
Obama.
yeah.
People fucking
Bro,
hated
they,
Obama.
It says they hung dolls of him and shit. People would like try to send poison and shit in the mail to him too.
Right. Yeah, but just a quick bounce back to what I was talking about the dairy farms. I saw something recently about dairy farms and about milk. So apparently, basically what goes on in dairy
get them
farms
pregnant.
is so they jack off a bull, they take his semen, they stick it into the vagina of
Fucking dead.
a dairy cow. Like
It gets fucked
literally
up. It
like
gets fucked up.
but the thing is like in this video she was like, "Oh, they raped the cows." It's like I mean
come on.
I'm like
To
okay.
to some extent, like
To some extent, you can say that it's fucked up. I guess that they do that. It's very unnatural, obviously, but basically they continue to do that over and over. So she's like basically perpetually pregnant,
and they take the baby.
and then they take the baby, basically turn it into veal if it's a guy, or just have it grow up into a dairy cow if it's a girl, and then basically this shit was nasty. But so they're constantly milking the cow, and because that it's such an unnatural way to do things. Yeah, dude. So these like ulcers and like all this pus forms like on the udders and shit.
Yeah.
And the FDA allows like 100,000 somatic cells to be in milk.
Yeah.
Because that pus gets filtered out, but not everything. So there's like pus and blood and like all this nasty ass shit in.
They played the song already.
Is this Lizzo? But yeah, so there's all this nasty shit in milk, and it kind of grossed me out. So I bought almond milk.
I
Really?
get almond, but the
Whole
almond
milk is so good.
It's
though.
so good.
But see,
And
you get
ice
almond
cream.
milk. That's bad for the environment. Still, the amount of water that goes into making almonds. Like California has a drought, and if they just stopped their almond production, they would be perfect. Or like lowered it, they would be perfectly fine.
See, bro, that's the thing. There's so many fucking different things that happen if you try.
I heard oat milk. I'm really tempted to get it, but it's like 50 cents more expensive. So I don't really.
Oat milk is also a trend right now. But
Yeah.
Have you had it?
No. A lot of girls
I
love
feel like
that right now.
it sounds like it could taste really good.
Oat
Oat milk.
I eat so much oatmeal, bro. It's so good, though.
I see Clark make the same food every day.
Every single day, and then he makes
Eggs and oatmeal.
Hey, come on,
And then he comes back, cooks up some salad.
He has a condition.
Bro, I got a condition, bro. But I'm getting better. I'm getting over it. Yeah, you're right. I probably got to change it. I've been switching it up, though.
Bro, you look at me. I eat cereal like 3 times a day, and I get the same. I get that cinnamon life. That shit's the flame, and I get that every time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, what are you guys' favorite cereal?
Dude, don't get me started.
I like Cheerios.
Cheerios.
multigrain Cheerios are good as hell.
Oh, good.
Yeah, for sure.
I think my favorite, bro, that blueberry frosted mini wheats.
Bro, that shit was fire.
What is
so
it?
good. Blueberry frosted mini wheats. Oh,
That was actually, it was good.
My brother.
With whole milk.
Yeah, bitch. Whole milk in this bitch, motherfucker. And also, like, it's so hard to give up ice cream. That's probably the hardest
Bro,
thing
remember
for
we
me.
got chirped for having ice cream, but she said,
Oh
"Bro, it's
my
2019. You also eating
God.
dairy?"
Who said that?
That was Sadie.
What she said?
She said, "It's 2019. Y'all still eating dairy?"
I'm trying to eat some ice cream.
Like
I want some
that.
ice cream. Come on.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know how it'll change. I just don't. It's just weird. I think it's just going to be something that kind of gradually changes over time. Like the fact that I bought almond milk, like, you know what I mean? Like, I never would have bought almond milk 5 years ago.
I swear.
So it's like, I think that's a good thing, but it's not like it'll.
I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the thing. Cows produce a lot of methane and they affect the ozone. Almond milks use a lot of water and they affect the environment in a different way. Like, which do you care about more?
Right. What's the best milk? Like, environmentally friendly milk?
Probably, I think pea milk or something like that.
Pea?
Yeah, that's a thing.
See, bro, now they have me drinking fucking peas.
Bro, I mean, how do they milk an almond? Oh, fun fact. It's actually what they do
Wait.
is they just put it in a blender with water and then strain it. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Fuck.
Bro, this shit weird.
See, now we gotta drink fucking peas? What's so weird?
The guys playing corners or the...
It's getting kind of fucking weird out here, I feel like.
Yeah, 7th Street doing it big.
It's a whole market though. Veganism has it's booming.
There's
Yeah.
a vegan butcher shop in Minneapolis. The Herbaceous.
Bro, I understand how they have vegan burgers. Like,
Yeah.
And they make
What-
it look like meat. Like,
yeah,
so
like-
you want meat.
that's what I'm
meat.
saying. Like,
It's the same shit.
why the fuck would you want to be vegan and then eat burger that looks like meat, bro?
Herbivorous
That says
butcher.
you want meat.
Yeah, we got a vegan restaurant. It's like a butcher shop.
And the thing is, you're paying like triple probably.
And they're like, why do you need dairy? Your body. I'm like, I get it. Some people can't take dairy, right? Why are you drinking an alternative if you don't need dairy? Like,
Right.
Shit tastes good.
It's because you like that shit. But yeah, I don't know. I think at least we're making strides in, I think, the right direction. Maybe like we're going about it the wrong way, but at least it's like sort of the right kind of thing, the way that we want to be thinking about it.
All right. Question for y'all. So I read an article saying that meat prices are going to skyrocket in the coming years because of, I don't know, like
Hell
demands,
no,
whatever.
bro.
That's
You know how
one,
much
that's
chicken is?
But the counter to that is like making meat.
Yeah, so
Would you eat that artificial like man-made meat?
lab-grown meat.
Yeah.
I don't know,
That
bro.
probably tastes. Man, this should taste so good.
If it tastes like regular meat, yeah. It. But why would you like? Do you feel uncomfortable about that, or like? I don't know. I think it seems pretty legit. I would eat that.
yeah, guys.
I guess.
But like, veganism goes into like not even like not wearing leather products, right?
Right.
Yeah, I remember those people who would like throw red paint on people for wearing fur.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Like, so like, I guess it's just like everything else, man. It's just like everything else. Like,
There's gonna be people who are pissed about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not even, but you just can't cover you can't cover everything,
Yeah. Right.
and you just cannot, bro. Like, you can give up dairy, and still go buy a $400 leather jacket. People in
Right.
LA do that.
Right.
Like, what?
For sure. Yeah. Exactly. The thing is, something I read today. I can't remember if it was a quote or just someone saying it, but well, that's what a quote is. Fuck. Basically, what it was it said we don't need a few people doing living like with fully sustainable. We don't need a few people living fully sustainably. We just need millions of people living like pretty good, pretty sustainable. You know what I mean? So it's like we're moving in the right direction, but don't fucking chastise someone if they eat ice cream.
Right.
Like that shit's
People put
that's
olive oil
the
in their ice
opposite.
cream.
It's
That's the opposite fucking result that you want.
seriously, like,
If you want people to, okay, yeah, exactly. Like that chick, when she said, "Oh, it's 2019, you're still drinking dairy," I went and got like more ice cream, and I ate a fucking steak that day. Like,
grilled out.
Yeah, bro, we grilled out right in front of her, and that was delicious that day.
oh man.
Bro, no, the stuff you made was woo.
That shit was fire,
Yeah,
boy.
what'd you do with the? Let me
Put a little thyme, put a little oregano.
just like make it again and let me watch you.
Okay, yeah, I got
Alright.
you. It's fire, yeah. Just do some steaks from Cub, man. Put them on the grill.
I got so many steaks in the freezer stuff to eat. We got hot dogs too, so
Should grill out
should
later.
grill out, yeah.
That ain't vegan.
Have a bonfire. there's like vegan pizza.
Vegan wieners and shit.
Like what? Like, so you're saying you love pizza, but you know you.
Well, vegan pizza's pretty good actually. Pizza Luce's vegan pizza, it's actually fire.
What kind of cheese do they use? Vegan cheese?
Bro, they use like cashew cheese or something.
Oh yeah, cashew milk's a thing too. How do they make it curds? How's it curd?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like, I don't know. But the thing is too, it's like, don't call it cheese.
Right.
Call it just like,
Something
we
else.
use like a cashew spread on top.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I like that better.
That's
'cause
the thing.
When you're calling it cheese, like it's almost like, yeah, I'm better than you because you know
My cheese
cheese
made
is
of
vegan. Like get the.
It's like, no, you're eating fucking shredded nuts.
We're just shitting on vegans right now, huh?
I'm not shitting on vegans. I'm just like, don't tell me what to eat and what not to eat, bro.
Yeah, it's like-
I know what I'm doing. Like I'm trying, but like don't just be like.
Don't shame
Yes,
me for
bro.
my dietary habits. That's
'Cause
like,
Mhm.
I mean,
I
imagine
can't just give up everything I grew up eating. Like, oh, that's it. This is it. Like, yep.
Bro,
New man. Like
they
what?
like
Right.
shame you for it.
Yeah.
Like imagine if
Exactly.
like someone who eats a lot and is like a bigger person. Imagine me going and shaming them.
Relax.
Like,
bro.
Right.
Yeah, no.
I'm not, I see.
Yeah, but
what
like,
I see the
mean,
analogy.
Yeah, like I feel like it's not one. It's different because you know that's making claims about their body and making claims about your moral values.
Which is exactly what fucking vegans say.
Yeah. I mean that's like but
But that's the thing. We're lumping in all vegans into this.
I mean yeah.
a select few
a select
vegans
few.
on the extreme.
It's a cult.
Okay, so this summer I went to the Bell Museum. I went with a friend of mine, and on the way back, I was gonna Uber home. So I got dropped off there. I was gonna Uber home or something. My phone died,
Okay.
and the Bell Museum's in St. Paul.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit. I went back inside and was like, hey, do y'all have like bus routes and
Yeah.
stuff? And they're like, yeah, here you go. And I was like, oh, thanks. And they're like, why are you like asking me? This is like an old people thing. I'm surprised you. Like I was like, yeah, my phone died. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get home.
To go on the bus.
I was gonna take the bus back. Cause I was gonna take the
Wait,
shuttle.
wait. They said it was an
Like
old
like
person
like
thing?
people asking for like bus routes and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I see.
Cause I was gonna take the campus shuttle, but it was summer or it was a weekend, so they don't run.
Okay.
So I was like, ugh, but the bus route, I had to walk like 2 miles to get to the bus I needed.
Damn.
And then some girl was like, where do you live on campus? You live on campus? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'll give you a ride home.
Okay.
Some like random girl. So I was like, am I about to get?
Don't get in the car with strangers, bro.
I did. The first thing she talked about on the ride home, I asked what her major was, and she's like environmental studies, like sea fans and like that. And it's like because I'm a vegan. I was like, oh, cool. How come? And then she just went into being vegan and how much she hates people who like eat meat. And the whole ride, I was like, ha.
Because the thing is, it's just like you're polarizing everyone else.
It's just saying
Hey,
like
she was nice,
It's
though.
like you're a terrible person.
I think she was
can't
into me.
believe you eat ice cream.
I think she was
Like,
into me.
Yeah, bro. I just
Right.
want to eat some fucking.
Alright.
Bro, Izzy's is so good. I went to Izzy's the other day.
I don't like.
You don't like Izzy's?
Yeah.
Okay, but I actually had to pay like $22. I paid like $14
What the hell?
for like two small ass scoops.
Yeah, they be taxing there, bro.
For real, because they were like, oh, so they have this like fat scoop, and then they have like the little one, and they were like, oh, do you want like this big one or the little one? I was like, oh, okay, I'd rather have like 2 scoops of the little one. I'm like, okay, you probably pay less. Nope, you pay like the same price for like half the amount. They be, I don't know.
That's why
They just be
Sebastian
scamming
Joe's,
out here.
1 scoop is $4.50. 2 scoops is $5. 3 scoops is $7 something.
Damn.
Or you can do what I do and go to Target and get those like Market Pantry ice cream. I inhale those ice cream sandwiches. I have like 6 at a time. Oh, I have some in the freezer too, actually.
Those are fire, huh?
Yeah, but you know, I do think it's weird that we drink milk.
Yeah,
I think it's like an unhealthy thing. That I hate what we do to cows about it.
right.
But you know, I think, and the fact that like people always, oh, we're the only animal that drinks animals' milk. False.
Is that
like-
false?
You feed, like, if I had, like, people feed little baby animals other animals' milk when they need to. Like, that's a thing that happens.
But people do that.
Doesn't mean they're not going to drink it. I mean, people do that, but, like, if I had a...
But
if
in,
I had a,
in nature, another animal would never drink the milk of another animal.
you know,
And I drink milk, so, like, I don't really... I guess I don't have, like, a good opinion about it, but, like...
do you know that calcium thing that farmers do? The calcium, like, high in calcium. that was just a advertising strategy by the dairy companies. Like that's not studies haven't really shown.
Dude, it shows. So apparently, I was asking Henry, talking to Henry about this. He said, drinking milk actually, so it has calcium in it, obviously.
Also, it's high estrogen, like really high in estrogen.
Milk is.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Understandably though.
That's weird though. Oh, right, of course. But that's weird because they say like eating soy, because soy is high in estrogen.
Yeah, because soy has a compound that's so close to estrogen that it activates estrogen receptors.
Oh, so why are people like getting upset about that when milk is the thing that has hella estrogen
I don't think people are
too?
getting like upset about it. It's just like remember what Charlie? Remember we had that stock because he had so much soy protein.
What happened to him?
His testosterone dropped. They take medicine for it.
Yeah.
Damn.
People like grow tits, I think, sometimes.
I'm fucking dead. Yeah.
No, but actually what I was saying was when you drink milk, it actually takes more calcium to process it. So it like leaches calcium from your bones. People who like have really high diets of calcium in milk actually have higher rates of osteoporosis when they're older, which is like holes in your bones.
Have you seen like people?
That shit scares the fuck out of me.
Isn't that supposed to make your bones stronger?
What, calcium?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like a whole marketing thing to get people to do it, and that's what people did with. That's what the sugar companies did too. Is they said it was a good part of the diet.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same type of shit.
But how did they like?
That's osteoporosis.
How did they get away with it in terms of like the FDA?
Well, I guess that was just. I don't even know. It's a good question. It was all a whole marketing thing. I think the FDA, because the FDA just has to figure out if it's safe. And the thing is, I don't know at all, but I would assume it's like. They have to figure out if it's safe to consume, and it's like, yeah, it's safe to consume, but it's not like as good as they're trying to say it is.
Fun fact about like FDA and stuff: supplements are not FDA like regulated.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? See, so in chemistry at the university, you have to do this lab. You have to do a calcium content lab, where they give you a calcium supplement, and you have to calculate the calcium content within it. Right? Really easy. Just do like a titration and some other stuff like that. I did one for a 200 milligram calcium supplement, so. Usually it's like calcium carbonate. That's what they put into it. And so I measured it. It had about... The actual calcium content was like 50 milligrams.
Oh, really?
But with calcium, the calcium carbonate content was... Not even... It was not 200. It was like 100 something, maybe.
That scares me, dude. Yeah, none of that shit is regulated at all. So you could be getting you really just have to go by like the reputable companies that people have done like third-party testing on. That shit's scary, bro.
Bro, you know what's scary?
Do you guys take supplements?
I only take multivitamins.
Okay.
Yeah, I
me
take
too.
a multivitamin. I have vitamin D and I have iron. And then I also have melatonin that I very rarely use.
Does the melatonin work? That's to sleep, right?
Yeah. It's supposed to, yeah. Do
you take it like before you go to bed or what?
Yeah, I take it before you go to bed. It's supposed to help relax. It's kind of like CBD.
Okay. I do CBD.
That's bone
I
cancer.
fuck with CBD a lot.
Imagine how much that would hurt.
Yeah.
What is that, osteo?
That's bone cancer.
Jesus. That looks rough. Look up bone cancer if you want to see what we're talking about, but I don't know. It looks pretty scary. Do they like recommend supplements for you guys to take as athletes here? Or?
Iron and vitamin D.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about it. Yeah, I feel like you don't need much. Like, if you just eat right, like, you're getting all the stuff you need, pretty much.
But, I mean, for me, iron's been kind of a problem. I don't eat meat often. It's
Right.
a problem for me.
Right. And that's what a lot of vegans run into, too, is they don't get the vitamin B12 because that's mainly in meat. Although you can get it from...
That's energy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And like, you can get it from other foods, but there's so much less of a content, and it's not as bioavailable.
Yeah.
Like, with meat, it's easier
super easy to get into.
absorb or whatever.
That's why with iron supplements, recommended to have it with orange juice, because that non-calcium fortified orange juice, because it helps increase the bioavailability of it.
Oh, interesting.
Don't know how that works, but that's what I was told by my doctor.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just the science of it.
A drug kingpin just died. 88 years old. Who?
Who's that?
Frank Lucas.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He was a G.
Really?
I think he was out of New Jersey.
What
he
was
like one of the biggest like gangsters in the East Coast.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know him.
Was he like a mob guy or what?
Yeah, he was
Kingpin.
he was black as fuck.
That's crazy.
You know, Apple just said they were gonna remove iTunes, which kind of makes sense. When was the last time you guys bought something on iTunes?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. When did it? Because it switched to Apple Music.
No, it's still iTunes.
Yeah, you have the music app, then you have the iTunes app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can like buy albums off you like
Oh.
iTunes store. Yeah, you
Okay.
can buy like movies on it. I'm like, who the what? No.
I've rented a movie from
From
iTunes.
iTunes?
Yeah.
Damn.
I
You're
have
very
I have
millennial.
season 1 of Planet Earth from iTunes.
I pirate everything.
Off what? 123movies.com.
Yes, sir. Bro, they keep changing their website because I think they're getting caught.
I bet. Yeah. That's clown.
But my entire college career has been that. Plugged me.
Do you like watch the movies like right before they come out or like as they come out, like the new stuff? Or do you
Mhm.
go to the theater usually?
Bro, last time I was at the theater was probably like with Hamza, bro. We saw
We saw Black Panther.
Black Panther
Yeah.
like 2017.
Oh wow.
Yeah, big tent in
2018?
our big-
Yeah.
Bro, it was one of those theaters with like the reclining chairs and stuff.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
And before that, last time I was in the theater was probably like 2 years before that, like my sophomore year here.
That shit's dying.
Yeah, theaters are not. Yeah.
Bro, I've never actually been a fan of like you're paying a lot of money to go sit around other people, and you have to drive there. That's gas. You gotta go get the stuff. You gotta go buy popcorn and stuff and too, and you gotta sit around people and be low key self conscious about like.
Or like
Sitting at
probably sitting in the same chair where teenagers came in and basically had sex on it.
Yeah. I know people who like would like they'd go to the theater to fuck.
That's so nasty.
It's
dude.
gross.
How do you even do that?
Exhibitionism, bro. It's a weird market.
What movie do you do that to?
50 Shades.
The Notebook.
Yeah, some shit, some rom-com.
Super Size Me. Have y'all watched
Human
that
Centipede.
movie? Oh my god.
I haven't seen that. I'm so happy.
Human
I don't like
Centipede or
scary movies,
Super Size
bro.
Me. Which one? What haven't you seen?
Human
Oh,
Centipede.
God.
That's a scary movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like scary, but it's also disgusting.
Disgusting as
apparently,
hell.
You
How
have
so?
seen
Three
that.
people. They so this guy like kidnaps him and whatever, and he sews butt to mouth.
Oh man.
And at the end of the movie,
Imagine being a writer for a movie like that.
Exactly.
at the
Fucking
end of the
weirdo.
movie, of the 3 people sewn, the front and the back both die.
Oh.
So it's just that
So the middle dude stuck
it's a
in
girl. It's when girl. You can she's naked. She's kind of hot,
there. Okay.
but like her, not like
Yikes.
the idea of what's happening.
Would you
I-
want to be on the end or the?
I'd be in the front, bro. Eat my ass. All right.
I'd feel bad though.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad.
Yeah.
I'd be like, sorry.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Like,
I'm also
I
not
ate
a-
Mexican food. Sorry.
I'm not a big scary movie fan either.
Who's this?
I don't know, but they're about to get towed.
Yeah. Dude, the parking here is so bad here on 7th Street.
Hey, if you're around Dinky, do not park in that subway parking lot, bro.
Oh, really?
Unless you're going to TCF, what's the pizza place there?
Pizza Hut.
Or
Subway.
Subway. Do not park over there, bro. I've seen like 5 people get parked within a minute, bro.
Get towed?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Bro, they'll park and walk to Target or walk to like fucking Starbucks to get a coffee, bro. They come back, car is gone. I swear to God, there's somebody in Subway calling the fucking towing company.
Right.
That is the most dangerous place.
Also, don't park on 7th Street.
Yeah.
Every single day, I see 10 cars with tickets. And
For
they're-
real.
How expensive are those?
I got,
Hey, what happened to that guy who got the ticket
What ticket?
at Soundset?
What happened?
What ticket?
Did you
Andre
guys go to Soundset? You guys went to Soundset?
Yeah.
How was it? What's your review? Let's talk about that.
It was okay. So
What was the lineup?
it was
I only saw
G-Eazy,
Lil
SZA, Lil Wayne, DaBaby, Lil Nas X, Tierra Whack.
First of all,
DMX.
did you like the lineup or why did you decide to go?
Alright. Free.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
How'd you get there free?
My friend Ben had free tickets.
Oh, that's dope. Okay,
and
cool.
you just-
Yeah, I just yeah.
He's
I knew some people
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
But
Tierra Whack was pretty good. SZA was a
SZA
lot.
was ass, bro. I was embarrassed for her.
I will say
Why?
she was a lot better than I expected because I expected her to be very bad. But she's what happened to her voice? She had to get vocal surgery a while back.
Oh,
Whatever there was.
Yeah, and now
could
she
not
can't really
sing.
she can't hit high notes all too well and all that kind
no.
of stuff.
Why
And I
are you
was-
touring, bro? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for real.
G-Eazy. Okay, who's gonna go see that? DaBaby, Cold, Lil Nas X did 2 songs.
And DaBaby wasn't supposed to be there, right?
No, because Uzi was supposed to be and he
that's
canceled.
the
again.
only reason I wanted to go.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Wayne,
But he
man.
canceled like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or like right before.
Right before.
Mhm.
So they brought in DaBaby.
I feel like Soundset knew that.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are they gonna have the baby and Lil Nas or whatever?
He's
like,
canceled before too.
Yeah, last year too,
Yeah.
And
or the
then
year before. No, yeah.
Tunchi was
Right.
he was all right.
Lil Wayne
I
was
left
too
early.
rocky, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't rapping, bro. You could tell that dude is like just not in the right place.
Well, he's
a
just
lean head.
Is he still?
He's
Does
a
he
what?
still?
He started as lean, didn't he?
I don't know. I hope he
Remember, he was
not.
getting seizures because of it back in 08.
Yeah, but I feel like you would stop at that point. The thing is, I think he's
It's
been
like
in,
heroin.
Yeah, true. He's just been in it so long that like, if I was like that and I've been in it so long, had like platinum albums like that, like, I wouldn't really give a fuck at that point. You know, like you just go out there to have fun.
Were you there for the whole set?
Yeah.
Did he do anything up to Carter 5?
He did the
Uproar?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, of
Did
course.
he do Blum Blowin'?
He did Mona Lisa too.
I hate
Which
that
is
song.
like, that song is low-key ass.
I can't fucking remember. That album was not
Very underwhelming, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Damn.
But that was probably, I wouldn't say the weakest, but like probably one of
Weaker.
the weaker sound sets I've ever been to.
That was my first one. I don't think I would really want to go back.
Yeah.
When Travis Scott came, that was
live, huh?
That was live.
Yeah, I heard that was nice. I went 2016. 16, I
What,
think.
ASAP and
With
Future?
ASAP, Future. Bro, Future was fucking horrible.
Did
Right.
Rock the Gardens happen already?
I don't
No,
know.
That's in July.
Do you know who the lineup is?
I don't know. Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
I'm
he
like,
always-
do what? You hear that song with Joey Perp?
Nah. There's a lot of like new singles out.
What's with people from South Minneapolis and Chance the Rapper?
I like acid
and
rap.
Coloring Book. Coloring Book Chance.
It's like, bro, what? They love that shit.
Yeah, bro, that's me. I don't give a fuck. I like that shit.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
They love that, like,
That shit's good. But
fucking wash from people.
Old Chance is really good too, though. But yeah, man.
I like acid rap. I think Coloring Book was a cop-out album.
Yeah.
10 Days, all right. It's
Mhm.
pretty good. But
Mhm.
I think acid rap is the best stuff. I miss Druggy Chance.
Are
Please
there-
come back.
Are there like a lot of new albums that are gonna be coming out soon? Because there's a lot of singles being dropped.
Bro, album of the year so far is Tyler, the Creator's album, Igor.
You think
That
so?
shit is fire.
Yeah. So we talked about Igor, I think 2 times ago.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, bro.
No, it's album of the year easily.
Apparently there's like 11 features on there. That he obviously didn't mention, but he posted a picture that he had pins of all the people who were featured on there on his IG. And so like people like tried to like investigate to see, you know, at the beginning where it's like run around town, they gonna feel this one, and Igor's theme, that's Uzi
Oh, for
singing
real?
that. Yeah.
Huh.
Like he sounds so much different than anyone would ever think.
That's
So
crazy.
there's a ton of cool features on it. It's cool to like,
That Cardi feature was heat.
it was cool.
I had no idea what the fuck you were saying, bro.
He gave the job away.
Bro, literally Cardi now is like, he's literally like a fucking guitar solo.
For real.
But it's so weird. But it's so weird because it's like,
You listen to this?
Yeah, YG's album's pretty good too.
oh, I didn't hear that one.
I heard 2 Chainz album was good, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
That the rapper go to the league or whatever? That
No,
one?
he had a,
No.
Was there a new one?
2 Chainz is the king of features.
Bro, let's talk about the song Sacrifices. Who had the best verse on it? I mean,
You've been talking about that recently?
yeah, that song came out 2017. You know, like that summer, you know, More Life was popping like crazy. Was that last year?
That was my freshman year of college.
2017.
Yeah, not
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2017. Yeah. Damn.
It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah, but like that song is aging well, and I think I just can't believe 2 Chainz went off like that. Personally, I think he had the best verse, but a lot of people say Thug. What Drake is kind of out of the question, not really, but like it's between Thug and 2 Chainz.
I've been the
I don't know, bro. I think the thing is Drake, on that album, he's so consistent.
Drake cold.
So it's like, it's hard to compare it to because it's his album too. And like it's like a good ass album, I think so.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's like, I guess, yeah, we can put it up to Thug and 2 Chainz. I love Young Thug. I've seen videos of him like making songs, and it's literally the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Have y'all seen Thug pre-veneers?
Thug is ahead of his time, bro. Thug is way ahead of his time.
I have not seen him pre-veneers, no.
Thug is one of the only people I know who can use his voice as an instrument.
For real.
Like,
But the thing is, he started that way for so many people. Like now it's like him, Cardi,
Gunna,
Gunna,
Baby, everybody.
Oh God, he looks horrible.
Thug ugly as hell.
He looks good now though.
Money.
For real. But yeah, I think just like the comedy of 2 Chainz is so good, and like he's actually spitting at the same time. So I gotta give it to Chainz as well.
2 Chainz, the king of features.
Yeah, for real, dude.
I think 2 Chainz went nuts.
But no, when
He said, thanks for giving to me like a pilgrim.
But when Young Thug makes music, it's the funniest shit because he goes over a beat and he literally just mumbles gibberish until he like comes up with a phrase.
Flow, yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. I think there's a video on YouTube, like him making a video on Instagram Live. Maybe I can find it and link it, but it's he comes up with the funniest bars, bro. It's so
Bro,
good.
you say I'm talking Sunny like what do you say on that
talking
song?
Sunny like D, and then in the back he has like his his ad libs are so good too. So
Dog
yeah.
just cold, bro. He's different. I love that.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're so unique though. It's hard to. They both just went crazy on it. That's
I
a
like
good
Jeffrey
song.
a lot.
Yeah, me too.
You guys live here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never see you guys. Never. Every
I
time
know.
I come, there's nobody around.
You want to come on our podcast? Just say hello.
Yeah.
You as well.
You
as
too.
well.
Thank you. That was the male woman.
Wow, we need more women like that.
For real.
Post. Wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Mr.
Oh, that guy
Post
died.
Woman.
Mr. Post,
guy.
Mrs. Post Women.
The old guy died in that vine.
For real?
Yeah, he just died like a
Oh,
couple
I
days
heard
ago.
about that.
That dude was
man.
like, "What you want, some dick?"
No, it's like, hey.
Bro, that is
Yeah.
one of the funniest vines. He
That
said, "What you
vine-
want, some dick?"
Wait, hold on, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
That's
old dude that he
so
died.
funny.
He's
Damn,
in
that's
sleep though.
Oh, that's good. Peacefully in his sleep. Rest in peace to him, man. A lot of memes are dying lately.
Yeah, you know, like Cat, the grumpy cat.
Oh yeah.
2 episodes ago we mentioned that. R.I.P. to him as well, or her.
R.I.P. to the owner, bro. That's the revenue.
And-
What's she gonna do
Dude,
now?
apparently it accounted for like millions of dollars of
Yeah,
revenue.
I'm not, bro. That shit has over 2 million followers.
You know, like that little
Bro,
Gavin
that's
kid?
a revenue.
Yeah.
Like Gavin, they fly him, people like he has a huge trend in China, so they fly him out and like have him like go around and do stuff. Try to
The
make
Gavin
bank.
kid?
Yeah, he's from Edina, right?
Yeah,
What did he say again? What's
he's
his
like
name?
that little cute kid. With a
The-
lot, he had a
he's
lot of facial
reaction
expressions. Yeah.
meme, whatever, dude.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay.
I heard him talk. He's a spoiled brat.
Really?
Yeah.
But is that his fault or the parents' fault?
See, bro, like what?
Did y'all see that video of that white kid like yelling at his dad on Twitter?
No.
Bro, he called him a nigger, bro.
Yeah.
And this was a white dude,
He was like,
bro.
"Get away
calling
from me!
him-
Get away from me! I don't talk. Get away from me! Come on, stop it!" Man, if that was my son and he came up to me like that, like
What do you guys think about beating your kids?
That's a good
In
question.
that situation, I'd lay his ass out.
I don't know, bro.
I'll beat my kids, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I won't like.
obviously
Not like
okay,
beat him, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but you know what I mean.
Let's
like,
clarify. We're not gonna like beat.
I'm
the
not
fuck
like,
out-
I'm not like,
discipline.
yeah, I'm not like, you know, like.
I'm not
no.
gonna do it the way I was raised.
It's not domestic abuse. It's
No,
not
no. Like
abuse
you
of a
know, like
kid.
you know, just like
Little
not
swat.
beat up, but like just discipline.
Yeah, I'm not
him,
gonna like punch him in the stomach. Just like
I'd make
Right.
him go run like 50 miles or some shit.
some hard.
Damn, that's
yeah.
crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I turned out fine from that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that that's my kid. You know, that's like a case by case kind of.
Yeah,
assessment.
it's a case by
I,
case.
I mean, I'm not gonna like be a pussy
Right.
like that guy in the video.
You're not gonna let your bro.
I'm
Everyone's seen that.
gonna check my kid like when I need to.
Right. Everyone's seen that video of that kid who like slaps his mom across the face, and she's like, "You," and the kid's like, "You listen to me," and the mom's like, "Oh," like it's so bad, dude. That's an old one actually.
Bro, I'd be dead.
Dude, it's bad.
Bro, you know, sitting here talking about some random shit, like when we were recording this podcast, we had no agenda. Like we had agenda, but like we're so all over the place right now. And I think it's only right we name our podcast a podcast about nothing.
Like
Mm.
Seinfeld.
Inspired by Seinfeld. Podcast about nothing on 7th Ave. Or 7th Street. Or just podcast about nothing.
It kind of is about nothing, in a way.
This is like some discussion in like group chats.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Someone asked for a ride. of
Bringing group chats into life.
For real.
Oh shit, dude.
That was a beautiful monarch butterfly.
Oh okay, I thought that was a bee. back to like I won't whoop. I'll whoop my kids, kinda, but not like dude. Like I come from a fob. Fob means fresh off the boat. Like, so we had different standards.
For
like,
sure.
Yeah, I was a different ball game.
I was never hit or anything.
So I wouldn't do it like that, but like spanking, I don't touch the butt. I won't. I don't know. Like I will. That won't be my first go-to. It'll probably be one of my last resorts, because so in behavior development there are two things. There's punishments and there's reinforcement. Mm-hmm. So reinforcement kind of reinforces positive behavior. You can do positive, negative reinforcement, where if they do what you want, you give them something good or take away something bad, right?
Yep.
And that reinforces them to do, like Pavlov's dog. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's positive reinforcement.
Conditioning.
Yep, it's conditioning. Punishment, all that does is teach them to not do that specific thing. So they don't learn. They just stop that.
Right.
So if you look at kind of like reinforcing certain kind of behavior, that punishment's not the way to go. But being said, like if I will try and teach them and logically and rationally like the errors of their way and have them like learn from that and like, you know, develop as a person from that.
Right.
But like if it gets to a point where I need to like I won't not do it. And like the video, like if my kid acted like that towards me, that's a failure in me as a parent already.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna beat that kid's ass. Like I'm gonna lay his ass out right then and there.
But
like,
the thing is, I feel like but the thing is, obviously that kid who slapped his mom across the face, there were a million different instances where the mom could have stopped that behavior.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where it's at the point where the kid slaps the mom, it results to physical violence.
Yeah.
Like there were so many things that could have happened beforehand where she could have like, you know, maybe said no at a certain
look
time.
how kids get when they're in their teens. They're not home often, you know. They're kind of.
And this kid was like 7 or 8.
As a 7-year-old?
Or like 10. Or probably 12, 10, 12 type shit.
I'll put him on a like top of something and make him sit there for hours. Yeah, I put my kid on the roof, be like, yeah, you're not coming down until I say so. But what I'm getting at is like, once they hit their teen years, you're a lot more independent than you are as a kid. That means you're gonna develop based off your peers around you and kind of like situation. Yep. And in that case, like parents are limited with like, I mean, when I was in high school, okay, I was a bad kid. I like went out at night all the time, but that's because like my curfew was 8. I was 16.
That's tough.
I'm not gonna no, that's unreasonable.
Tough.
But I was never home, and all the stuff I was like, so in what way could my mom do, you know?
Right.
And I think when kids become shitty like that, it starts appearing in those years.
Yeah, it really has to. You just have to take care of it early. That's the problem, because it's really hard to take it, like, you know, bring someone back once they've not been disciplined enough. You know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a balance, and I'm fucking scared of that for if I have kids. Like we were saying earlier, like I don't really know.
Bro, I don't want to wake up one day and be like, fuck, my kid's a douchebag.
Exactly.
Like, I want my kid to be someone who, if I was their age, I'd be like cool talking to and hanging out with.
Because I would feel like I'm a fuck up, you know?
I want my kid to be like Clark.
Hey, thanks, man.
I don't.
Okay. Well.
I want him to be more like Mo.
Mo is literally just like
gone. He doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, where is he, man?
Mo don't fuck with us no more, bro.
I just talk about my job with him. About my internship.
Oh, he had his interview this week.
All his conversations are so serious.
You're like, nah, but he's the homie though. He's the homie though. All right, man, let's wrap it up. This has been a great episode. Go out in the great outdoors, a new setting. I don't know if we'll do this again, but it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Got the perspective of Marin,
and Lizzie.
That was awesome. Thanks for them.
That accent sounded French, though. It did not sound French to me.
Dude, I agree.
I thought it was Australian.
Yeah,
it sounded Australian. Like, oh, I'm from France.
Well, we don't really know shit, so makes sense. Yeah. So thanks for everyone tuning in. Good luck to Obsa this week at Nationals. Gonna go crazy. My name has been Clark.
I'm Hamza.
Obsa. And this has been 7th Street. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.